so that you can get an idea of what's going to happen. You have your agenda. You're with us today for about 2.5 hours. But take a minute to peruse your folder. Everything that's in your folder, if you're the TC, you already know that, the DC, you already know that this is available on the math secondary Google site. So our lens today is 8th grade. That's going to be our focus for all of our PDLT meetings will be 8th grade. We'll be working with the 8th grade. These are your essential questions. Take a second to read them, please. Your PowerPoint is also available in your folder if you want to read along and take notes. Okay, any questions about the essential questions? Okay. So these are our learning goals for the day. To be really making the connection between the curriculum, the FFT, and what should be happening in your collaborative planning to get teachers to the point where they can write their FFT lessons. So starting from the documents that we have available for curriculum, and then through the bridge of collaborative planning, making that transition to an FFT lesson plan. So these are the documents that we'll be working with today. Again, you see collaborative planning template is available on the Google site. We have the FFT lesson. We're going to be working with our Common Core Curriculum Unit 2. And then everything, again, is available on the Google site. Is there anybody here who has not been to the Google site?
Okay, I have a question. Okay, tell me what can you find on the Google site? Okay, curriculum documents, what else?
But they're not all there. They're still missing a lot of important ones, like social studies is still missing, I believe.
No, we're talking mathematics today. Oh, we're talking mathematics today, sir. Unless you want to talk about how social studies connect to mathematics, we can have that conversation.
Right. I'm only talking about secondary mathematics. Like what?
The posters that you see on the
Okay, you can find the mathematical standards, practice. You can, good. Planning tools. I'm sorry. Good. Anything else?
Sample FFT lessons.
Sample FFT lessons. Syllabus. Documents from training. Syllabus. How many of you actually use those syllabus to give out to your parents? Okay, good. Good job. All right,
So
great.
where can you find the whole course at a glance?
The whole course.
Whole entire course at a glance.
inside of every unit.
The whole.
It's right there when you first click on it. The curriculum map?
No, it's the whole curriculum map for the whole year. It's only
Where is
in the
it?
syllabus.
In the syllabus.
Only in the syllabus.
Yes.
It's not within each document.
What's in the document? It's just that unit at a glance, not the whole year. Right.
So for I'm gonna go quickly to the Google site. You have to access the Google site through your school email. Click on sites at the top. I'm going to go down to PGC, secondary math. There's a lot of secondary math. It's even another PGCPS secondary math, but you're going to look for the one in all caps. But this is how the Google site looks. The most important tab for you is this first tab. That's where all of your curriculum documents are. A lot of the things that we will be using, the resources that we'll be using in this training throughout the year is found under the next two tabs. The Common Core resources, where you have the standards, the practices, the progressions, which are going to be an instrumental part of this training, and the groups and organizations. If I click there, that's where you have your part information. And at the bottom of this page, these are the 4 groups responsible for Common Core, and then we have some information about Part there as well. And links, all of those are links to those particular websites. And then planning tools, UDL, framework for teaching. We have sample SLOs. We will not be talking about SLOs in this training. We won't be talking about SLOs in any PDLT training. And then collaborative planning is where you will find most of the documents that we're working with today. Also, you always want to check the professional development tab. We have the upcoming PD for the entire year for Math 7. For Math 6 and Math 7. Math 8 training we have scheduled for October 15th. And that's going to be in ERO soon. But it's not on this particular calendar. This is your Math Solution calendar. So your teachers in your building will go to one training. When you see these 3 dates, October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, they will pick one day, commit to one day, one session, so they don't have to go all 3 days like they did over the summer. It's only one day. But this is content training. And then we have evening sessions for unpacking the standards, and that's open to all teachers. The trainings that you see during the day that says cohort only, that's for selected students. But any evening training for 6th and 7th grade, all of the teachers are welcome to come. And then any of the 3-day trainings, all of the teachers are welcome. Okay. So this is on the Google site. You can get this information from the Google site. It has been emailed to your TCs as well, if you're not the TC. But these are the 2 places that you would want to check regularly on the Google site. Another thing, one more important thing before we leave the Google site is that under each, and I'm going for 8th grade because that's our focus, this is where you will find your curriculum. We only have major supporting and additional standards for Common Core. This is your curriculum document. The curriculum document will always be the first file that you see in the folder. And then the resources for grade 8, this is just to support the standards and classroom activities. And some things that were in the document that were linked, we put them here, so just in case the link got broken. But these are all the activities to support the unit. So keep that in mind as you go, as you start to plan and look for resources. There are plenty of resources within the document, but these are some resources that you need to be aware of. Really good resources that should be used in all of the classrooms, which means that most likely they're going to be connected to the assessments. So you really need to pay special attention. Okay. So let's get started with our training for today. So we're going to start with an activity. If you can take out your sheet, the collaborative planning sheet that has red writing, one line says curriculum document, the other line says FFT lesson. We're only going to start this first activity with the curriculum document line. That's the only line that you will be completing on this activity. So This is a collaborative planning template. These are the most essential components of your curriculum. We want you to, if you're familiar with this document, it should go pretty quickly. You want to find those areas in the document. You're only going to write a brief heading and a page number. Only for this first time you complete this activity, only for the curriculum document. So you're making a connection of where the essential components of the curriculum for collaborative planning are in your document. Everyone clear direction.
Question, how many of you are already using this document in your collaborative planning? Okay, because this is on the Google site. You just won't see the curriculum document FFT red pieces, but this document is on your Google site. Okay. Okay, you may get busy.
You may begin.
It's two-sided, so you can work.
To familiarize yourself with the document, to see what the components are, to see how those components align to collaborative planning. Now, if you have, this is the second unit, if you're not an 8th grade teacher and you hadn't had a chance to really work with the documents, all of the documents are laid out the exact same way. So, the exact same way from unit to unit. So when you're searching for, when you move to unit 3 and you're preparing for collaborative planning, you can find those same areas, components, in around about the same place. Okay. Any questions about the layout of the document? Anything that's not clear about the layout of the document? And a reminder, remember Common Core tells you what to teach. It does not tell you how to teach it. There are no lessons in this document. Where can you find sample lessons?
No, don't worry.
Archives, but if you go to the archives, you have to be certain to align those, and not many of the old indicators align to the new standards. A lot of the 8th grade indicators go as low as 4th grade now. So you have to be mindful that those lessons that you pull from the archive, you may have to beef them up. Where else can you find sample lessons?
Bianca, are they available on the MSDE Blackboard?
MSDE Blackboard. In your document under resources, tools, that section, you have a sample learning activities and lessons. The MS is a link. All of those that's underlined, you don't get the real feel if you're not using the document live, because it's a very live document. All of those underlined parts that you see in print are links that take you to different places, to different resources. So MSDE has available lesson seeds and lesson plans. What's the difference between a seed and a plan? Seeds are not complete, they're just the learning activity most times. Your lesson is a complete beginning, opening, and closing instruction. Okay. Any questions before we, about the curriculum, before we move to the FFT sample lessons? Okay, inside your folder, we're going to, you have questions? That's what I'm wondering about to ask. Can anybody, explain where, because it's not listed in the document. Where's the factual, conceptual, and, procedural? Where's it found in the document? Unpacking is a place where you can find it. Where's another place? We included a definition of the 3 in your sheet. and your resources.
Mr. LeBay, I hate to put you on the spot, so you share with us